The following contest in this Predictions Championship is for the Sam's on Wrestling Predictions Championship. In the white corner, the palest human being alive, 2 inches shorter than the average height, hair is thinning and yet 8 years younger, won the Elimination Chamber because Randy Orton decided to get involved after the match rather than beforehand for some unknown reason.
It's not a neutral announcer.
Your contender is Baby Sam!
Yes!
And entering from the also white corner in the colourless room, a handsome, gorgeous young man who has never lost a Predictions Championship when the title is on the line. His face is adored all over the championship.
The youngest champion in history.
I am the youngest, oldest, greatest, worst Predictions champion ever. It's me, it's Sam. Hi guys and welcome to the WrestleMania 41 Predictions Championship where yes, because Baby Sam won at the Elimination Chamber, he has become the #1 contender and he is going for the championship.
You know what I like about you, Sam?
Yes.
You're not self-indulgent.
No, not at all. No, I'm not.
all.
You know, like a Magnum, the ice cream.
Yes.
You know, not the gun. It's really every advert's like, oh, yes, the Magnum.
Yeah.
Which you know, I am. I'm a Solero. That's what it is.
Really?
Old school ice cream does the job.
About born at the same time as well.
How dare you?
That is actually, I'm quite jealous of the fact that you've got your face on there. I can't lie. I'm going to do the whole Christian gimmick. I'm not going to touch the title before
don't
I
touch
win.
it.
Which inevitably I will win because frankly, Sam, I absolutely had you on toast at Elimination Chamber.
With what? By one.
Yeah, but it was the start of the victory.
Here's the rules of our predictions. We predict the winners. Pretty simple as that. And it is the person who wins the match. But also, to have a chance at the championship, you have to win a #1 contenders match, which Sam did at the Elimination Chamber. So if you haven't watched Elimination Chamber and you now know the rules and we'll see how we got on, go have a watch of it. But before we get into actually our predictions, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. What have you felt about this build in general to WrestleMania? It's in a couple of days.
Okay. We'll get into it a little bit. I think the card is good. The problem is, if I was to summarise the entire thing, and there's a lot there to talk about, they haven't taken any big risks. It doesn't feel like a Mania season. They haven't done any big set pieces or big angles. I think the Cena heel turn and the Gunther Jay thing with the Bloody and Jimmy, which was great. Bar that, what big moments have happened?
I think they've coasted off Cena's heel turn.
100% coasted.
I think it's a coast.
100%.
I look at these 14 matches and I would argue that 3 have heat, 2 have manufactured heat. So it's like, yeah, you show me heat on TV, but I don't buy it. And the rest are like,
that's literally it, isn't it?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I've been really disappointed.
And it's a shame because probably the one I was actually, the build I was enjoying the most was Orton Owens.
Yeah,
I was really enjoying
been
that.
The 4th with heat. And
Yeah,
also, Kevin, please get well
bless
soon.
you, Kevin.
Absolutely. Might miss 2 Manias.
Really? No.
12 to 15.
That bad?
12 to 15.
I genuinely thought at the
He's
time,
getting a second opinion, I think, this week, hopefully. But we are looking at probably maybe 12 to 15.
I thought he was doing a Mark Henry.
Yeah.
I wasn't even bothered because I just thought
I knew it wasn't because of Nick Aldis. It was too real.
Right.
Nick Aldis' speech was too
Yeah.
serious. And I'm gutted for it. But
Absolutely gutted.
please, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Put your predictions into the comments below. See how you get on. But let's get to all 14 because we've got to get through 14 matches. Kicking off what we think is going to be on night 1, we'll start off with the War Raiders versus the New Day. Now, Sam, before I get into it, I've got 3 matches I am struggling with because I've come up with bookings for either side.
You've booked it, have you?
And this is one of them, okay? Because why is the SmackDown Tag Team Championships not on this card?
Yeah.
Because that is arguably 3rd best feud going in WWE right now with the 5 teams. It's brilliant. And why is it not on the card? And people keep saying on TikTok to me, they've got time, they'll do a thing on SmackDown, which is tomorrow, and they'll be like, they'll be there. It's like, it would have been put on by now. It would have been put on right now.
Think, you never know.
And then you go, why have they put War Raiders versus New Day? Big E has to be involved in this match.
100%. In some way.
So therefore, this is why I got stuck, because if you think Big E's getting involved, then you would go, well, that means a War Raiders win. Unless, because I don't believe Big E's fit to wrestle. I don't believe he ever will do, right? Big E's turning heel and joining them. as a heel group with her maybe as a manager and
probably.
mouthpiece. So this is one of the ones I've genuinely struggled with the most, and I've gone with the New Day.
Problem is, I don't think Big E turning heel and joining New Day would get heat. I think if anything, everyone would cheer and be like, "Oh, they're back together again."
You can do it in a way, but this is the one I'm struggling with because I think Big E helping War Raiders win also makes you go, War Raiders.
No, exactly. So I've gone New Day.
I've got New Day. Right. Okay.
Because I think Big E will be involved. I just suspect he'll come out after he might introduce a new team. I don't know.
Who knows? I think Big E's there. That's why they're doing New Day.
Yeah, but what a shame that Motor City Machine Guns aren't on Mania.
Street Profits.
Because they'd be the first ever Mania.
Yeah, great new character for Street Profits as well. Really good. DIY's been good. Pretty Deadly have done a great job.
Yeah.
The other guys. Even Miz and Mello.
Yeah.
This new tag team. Yeah, baffling to me. Absolutely baffling. But yeah, we'll both go with a New Day. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano in what is quite an offensive gimmick.
Yeah, but I'm happy that Gable's getting to
from the Gulf of America.
Oh, is that where he's billed from?
Oh, not anymore. Not anymore.
Oh, did they backtrack it? Did they get a bit of a
Gulf of Mexico now because it wasn't great. Really bad thing. Where are you gone with this? Because this is also tough for me because I've booked this one twice.
I'm having Gable.
I have put as the winner Chad Gable.
Well, yeah. Grand Americano.
No. Yeah. I have put Chad Gable.
Do you think he's going to unmask?
I think the mask will come off, but it will lead to Chad's victory. I think Chad will win this.
Please, let him win.
Because just to have this guy come in and then Ray just win just feels like, what's the point?
Yes.
Chad will be unmasked, and he'll be like, oh my god, so will he be unmasked? And then Ray wins. Or will he be unmasked, but he'll still win and go, look, I'm Chad Gable. I've defeated my luchadors.
I hope so, because I can really see them just going Ray. Like, you know when Ray just randomly beats Dominic twice at Mania when he doesn't need to?
Why did
it's
he
such
win?
a Triple H thing to do.
Why did he win one of them?
Yeah, exactly. So I can see it happening, but I really hope, and I'm actually delighted that Gable is getting a singles match at Mania with Rey Mysterio.
Yeah,
again, and I really want him to win.
Ironically, probably shouldn't be on the card.
No,
when you compare to like IC titles not on the card, US titles, women's, it's not on the card. SmackDown tag, and you're like, out of all the ones. This random, like, because also Rey Mysterio was taken up by the New Day.
It feels like we're getting Rey Mysterio on the card.
It feels that way, and he's not that big a deal to be put on the card at 50. But we're both
still great.
We're both going Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Jade versus Naomi. How good has Naomi been?
I don't know.
Oh my god! I don't care what the end of this happens. Have her win the bloody world title after this and make her the number one heel on SmackDown. And that's where you should go because right now she's doing the best work of arguably any single person in either Raw or SmackDown.
I also think, I know you're frustrated with the mid-card titles, and obviously I was frustrated that they were kind of birthed in the same place, but I'm actually really happy that I think this is the first women's match that's just at Mania as a storyline.
WrestleMania 21.
That's just a storyline.
Yeah.
So was that the last?
The last time that two women had a match at WrestleMania, it wasn't a title, it was WrestleMania 21, and that was Tori Wilson versus Candice LeRae in a pillow fight.
Okay, so I think
in terms of a match that wasn't a gimmick match, like pillows and stuff like that, or dubbed as a cat fight.
Yeah.
It's the first ever one, I believe.
Which is wildness.
Yes.
So great.
And deserved, because I would argue, out of the three that I said had heat, this is one of them.
Oh, we remember the Chamber.
This brilliant.
It was incredible.
I argue was better than Cena's heels.
I don't, but it's still great.
Who have you got?
I've gone Jade.
I've also gone
Jade.
Build
Jade. This is a big comeback.
Jade has to win, but I tell you what, there's now doubt because of how good Naomi has been.
I still think Naomi can lose and be fine.
I'm hoping so.
Get heat back.
But I will point out the one thing that I do struggle with, and I want to say this now, is I can't not look at Naomi and not see Owen Hart. Because she's wearing the exact same gear as Owen Hart. I will put them up here. It's just the exact same.
And strange.
I can't stop seeing it.
It's not the person I was expecting to say.
It's really not great.
No.
For the United States Championship, it's LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. Yes.
Yes. It's going to be Fatu.
Unless DQ, Solo Sikoa gets involved and we have the bloodline disintegration.
No,
you have to have Jacob Fatu win this match.
Here's my angle, Sam. Fatu wins it without Solo. Yeah. Solo comes out to celebrate with him. You do the Batista.
This is what I would do. Or at least on SmackDown, at the very least. I think Jacob has to win here because I think you have to keep pushing him.
Oh, the way he's been booked has been tremendous.
And LA Knight got a win last year. It's not like a desperate need for a win.
Here's what I think LA Knight should do. He should turn heel after this. I think we're
starting... Too over.
No, I tell you what, I think he's starting to peter out. What do you do with him as a babyface after he loses the US title, Sam?
Make him say yeah more?
Yeah, exactly. He's going to do nothing, is he? have him be a heel.
A heel versus Jay, and we got Yeet versus Yeah.
No, God, no.
Yeah. I was like, I'm just hearing
Well,
Yeet.
they did that at the Rumble, didn't they, or somewhere? I wouldn't have him face Jay. But I'd have him maybe be, sell out to The Rock and be part of a thing that maybe I would do later.
Okay.
I think Ed Knight's so good as a heel. I've got great potential. Have him as a heel for a year, then turn him babyface again. It'll be over like Rover. So that's my thing. Fatu should win this.
Fatu should win this. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair in one of the worst feuds in wrestling history. Charlotte is a tool. Tiffany can't play a babyface. This has been bad. I've hated every second of it. They literally, Triple H, smash glass in case of bad booking, do a pull-apart brawl. They're absolutely horrendous train wreck of a promo where Charlotte proved that she cannot deal with it under pressure with the crowd booing.
That was insane.
She was there going out trying to do the John Cena Randy Orton thing, going, I'm going to put the young person under pressure and see if they can deal with it. No, you're meant to help each other. I've hated all of this. Now, Tiffany Stratton, I predicted, is going to win this. However, I'm predicting Charlotte.
No,
because I don't trust Charlotte.
I've got Charlotte.
I don't believe... Oh, that's an awkward thing. I think Tiffany's winning. But I'm predicting Charlotte. Because you don't go against Charlotte Flair.
That's what I mean. That's my entire logic. Right, okay, here's my thing. Right. Again, the feud has been god-awful. But it's one of those... It's made me watch it more. I almost think this is better than it being just completely average because I think it's got actually a bit of traction to it. And that... obviously now infamous segment in Chicago.
It's not great.
And there's many things I can say about it. First of all, I can't believe Charlotte was that bad because she is the heel here. So yes, even though you are getting go away,
she was originally meant to be the babyface.
No, I know. But at this point, she is now the heel.
She is the heel.
So yes, the heat is go away heat, Charlotte. But as a heel, you're getting booed every time you speak like Dominic Mysterio. Use it.
She can't deal with it.
Lean into
Her
it.
ego can't handle it.
That's exactly what it is. It's insecurity. And I think that's actually really unprofessional
I said on the Wrestling is Awesome podcast a couple of days ago that when you feel like you're watching somebody and they're not playing the character, you feel like you're seeing the person.
Really got to her.
You've failed in what you're doing, and when you are getting angry at what you think is the human being, not the character, for bad work or heel work, you're not doing your job properly.
No,
and I felt like I was watching Charlotte Flair, the human being, not Charlotte Flair, the character.
It really got to her.
And so do you know what? I am going to predict Tiffany Stratton then, right?
Because I'll take that.
But I want to make it clear that I don't ever back against Charlotte, but I'm going to go with Tiffany because she is who I think is going to win. But because you've actually backed Charlotte, it means I can safely, happily go for Tiffany at least.
This is going to be horrible now because I'm about to cheer a Charlotte Flair win.
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
That's what you're doing.
But I really think so because I just don't trust
Tiffany needs to win this. I believe Tiffany's going to win this. I just did the joke that you can't back against Charlotte, and I don't trust them. But I'm going with Tiff. In opening night one, the main event of WrestleMania, it's Gunther.
Main event Jey Uso in the first match.
Died very quickly, didn't it?
Yeah.
Gunther versus Jey Uso. Sam?
Oh, it's Jey, isn't it?
They have to pick Jey.
They have to.
Again, I think there's been doubt now because of... He hasn't succeeded.
No, and did I say this or did I say this?
You were right. I said, can I just point out, I don't fully blame him.
No,
I think his booking's better. I think they've... Literally, I usually refer to Daniel Bryan. When Daniel Bryan had the yes chance, he still cut a real promo, then did the whole yes and no thing.
Yeah, depth.
Jey, they just give him this yeet stuff. Like he was on Raw this week, going, play my music again. Oh, have you got over Jimmy being bloodstained? They had to bring over the better Uso, the more talented Uso, the better promo, the better in-ring worker to add any heat. Because here's the thing, you're going, apart from the blood thing. Here's what I said on another podcast. This feud has been like a buffet. And somebody went, this buffet's only £7. You go, oh, what a surprise. Oh, that's lovely. A surprise. I'm happy for this surprise. I like a buffet. And the first meal was tofu. And the second meal was tofu. Then the third meal was tofu. Then the fourth meal was gone off tofu. Then the fifth meal was vomit. Then the sixth meal made me vomit. Then the sixth meal, I was washing my hands, vomited into my face as I was washing my face. The eighth, there was just no food. There was just absolutely no food. For some reason, all the food had been removed. And then the ninth meal, there was a lovely piece of chocolate cake.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. No, I am not going to be swayed by a terrible feud because you suddenly do a really good one-off episode of Raw and you're going to do the whole promo package based around it. Yeah. Jay's winning, and I hope they'll do a draft. And I hope they put Drew McIntyre
and Jay on the same show. I would move I'd move Cody or Cena, whoever wins, we'll get to that later, to Raw, have that be the WWE Championship because that's where it should be. Move the world title to SmackDown, have your wrestlers on SmackDown, and have Drew McIntyre take the title off Jay after about 2 months, maybe even Backlash and stuff.
Couldn't agree more, Sam. I've still predicted Jay, because I think you have to do the thing now.
I think you have to do the thing.
Because I don't know if Jay would ever...
Don't do a Lex Luger.
No,
Don't have the streamers come down because you want a DQ.
But, right, and I know we're not trying to go too in-depth to each match, but there is a lot to talk about here, and I'll just briefly get onto it. I don't blame Jay either.
I don't.
For this. He's been put in a really rough position, and it's such a shame considering Triple H wants to build this new star, and in this big feud that's basically defining feud of his career, has done pretty much nothing of value.
Fair play to Gunther, by the way. His last promo on Raw was excellent.
Great. And so here's my problem. So that the Jimmy angle was fantastic.
It was.
Much needed, should have come earlier, but much needed. You could kind of tell Jay could get to him. They didn't block it out very well, but still great. Fantastic. No, literally, Jay's like, I'm like, Jay, you stretch a bit more, you probably get to him.
You can probably pull him there.
Yeah.
How weak are you?
No, exactly. But that's by the by. My big problem was the promo the week after. Really bothered me. Not because Jay's promo was bad. I thought Jay's promo
Crowd didn't help.
No.
Crowd yeeted all over it. It's like he's doing a serious promo, guys.
This is the problem. All the Jey Uso fans tend to just kind of go to the yeets.
It's not the Jey Uso fans.
It's the live crowd.
Fans, the live crowd want to yeet.
Yeah.
So you're there going, if you want to yeet, that's fine, but then that means this guy can't be in a blood feud.
Exactly.
That's
the problem.
Yeah.
So, the promo the week after, the promo was fine, but you didn't give Gunther the chance before Jay's promo to actually gloat or say what he wanted to say about it and get it, because you just got loads of heat on Gunther. Great. Let Gunther cut a promo, probably being arrogant, say, I would have said to Gunther something along the lines of, say something like this. Make the link that he's had a taste of Jimmy's blood, and because Jimmy, it's like Jay's twin. Yeah. I've got a taste of your blood, and I can't wait to taste more at WrestleMania. Gorgeous. Something along those lines.
What a tagline for
I thought that's perfect, because I've already, and I've got a taste for it now. Build that, have him be this really sinister heel. Then Jay comes out, and the problem is, right, you can have Jay cut that kind of similar promo, I'm going to be a demon. He's standing 2 feet away from him. Have literally Gunther go off into the crowd, or have security, or go down the ramp. Then Jay says all that stuff.
That's when Gunther should have done the Jey Uso entrance.
Yes, exactly.
They did it. They blew their load again.
They did. Yeah. They didn't pace it properly. So the problem is Jay's saying all of this, and it's like he has just completely destroyed your brother in front of you. Why aren't you hitting him after saying this?
Just attack him.
He just leaves.
Attack him. Let him run. Then cut your.
Literally and there's just little things like that.
You're right. You're just absolutely right. It hasn't worked.
And that's not Jay or Gunther's fault.
No, I don't blame Jay for this. Let's see, it hasn't affected the live crowd. Online is too small. People don't realise how small they are online. You are tiny. We are tiny. But at the same time, I hope this ends quickly.
Oh, yeah. I think he'll win it. I think the crowd will pop for it. And then my big worry is the next night on Raw.
Yeah.
But there we are.
The main event of night one. That's not a main event. Stop calling it a main event.
It's not, is it?
Not a night.
Do you know what I call it? Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh,
it's a halftime show.
That makes it worse.
No, because everyone goes and watches the halftime show, so it still gets eyeballs on it. It's a spectacle, and usually someone you like wins or a moment happens. Yeah. So we're going to go with CM Punk, Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman on a pole match. Sam?
I'd love to see that.
What are you going with?
Here's where my big theory comes. You know the whole Cena heel turn theory is coming. This is where I drop my big theory.
Are you going to drop the same theory as mine?
Is it? Well, hold on.
3, 2, 1.
Seth Rollins heel turn. Heyman. Yeah.
Heyman is joy. I think this could be a lock as a turn. We've got it together. Yeah. You bastard. Seth Rollins is going to win. We agree? Seth Rollins win.
Yeah.
And Paul Heyman is going to join Seth Rollins because that makes the most sense. Heyman has to be a heel. Roman now has to be a babyface. Yeah. CM Punk, at least for now, has to be a babyface. Seth turns heel. Seth needs to be a heel, A, because we need heels, and B, I would love to see Seth going after Cody Rhodes as a heel.
Hold on here, Sam. So this is where I'll get to it in night 2 main event, but I think Seth's going corporate and joining The Rock.
I can see that too.
And I'll tell you why, Sam.
Yeah.
And I looked at this link before the Cena. I'm not trying to create that. I'm a genius. Like, I did get a bit lucky with Cena. But Cena, after the Royal Rumble, after he'd lost, and declared himself, just put himself in the chamber, said that it was best for business to go into the Elimination Chamber. And if you watch the promo on Raw, Seth said the phrase
That's for business.
best for business.
You have done
and Triple H likes these little hints. He's telling us.
When you predicted the heel turn, I went back and watched Cena's
Makes sense, doesn't it?
after special.
Yeah.
It's Sesame Street special. And that's where I came up with this as well.
Yeah.
I think this is a lock. I think happily we're going to say both Seth is going to win and he's going to turn him. So literally after night one, Sam, the only difference we have is Charlotte and Tiff.
Oh, God.
And I don't want that either.
At least it'll make me invested in the match.
We move on to night 2, and we're going to start with the women's tag team match that shouldn't be on the card in this specific way. We've got Liv and Raquel versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Why isn't Bayley taking on Lyra Valkyria for the IC title? I don't know. Sam, who are you going with and why?
Liv and Raquel, they've just won the titles. Triple H doesn't like hot potato titles, and he also likes Liv. So
I believe that Bayley is also turning heel on Liv.
Ooh.
On Lyra, sorry, in this match. I think Lyra is either going to take the fall, or Bayley's going to take the fall, and the other one not help. And at the end, Bayley's going to attack and turn heel. The only issue is we've just might have had a heel turn the night before, which might just divide this, but you can probably get away with it.
Slept since then.
But I think it might happen either on. I think this might happen on Raw. So I am predicting it might happen on Raw.
Oh, you mean the Raw after?
The Raw after. Well, the Raw after. But I think Bayley is turning heel on Lyra after they've lost. I think Liv and Raquel win, and I think Liv needs a WrestleMania look I've won moment at the very least. So yeah, let's go with Liv and Raquel. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Who actually gives a damn? Why are they feuding? I asked this on Twitter. I went, why are they feuding? Yeah. And everyone went, business or Logan Paul, blah, blah. And I went, no. I'm okay with the match. Why are they feuding?
So from what I understand, is Logan was cut a promo on Raw, went up to one of his like YouTube pals or something and said, "Oh, you're here to see me, right?" And he's like, "No, I'm here to see AJ Styles." Wait. Then he attacked said YouTube pal, and then AJ came out and
But he said he was going to call it AJ before anyway.
No, I'm not defending it. I'm just saying that's what they're doing. No, this is the problem.
Boring.
I think this match is going to be brilliant.
I think it'll be brilliant.
And they've not built it, and there's such an organic story to do. And it's one of those.
He also eliminated from the Rumble, I think. He did eliminate AJ. AJ was walking up the
Logan
stairs.
Paul had a good Rumble.
And Logan, yeah.
But
who are you going with, by the way?
I have actually gone, regrettably, Logan Paul.
I've also regrettably gone
They
Logan
like to
Paul.
give him some wins, and AJ can take it.
He's taken a lot of losses since the last one, because he lost the United States and then lost in the Elimination Chamber, lost the
He's
Rumble.
gonna win.
He needs to win another match if you're going to do what you need to do. I hate the man, and I hate that he's on my screen. And everyone keeps going, oh, he's brilliant, he's brilliant. Do you know what? I've gone off him. I'm now bored of watching him. I'm now actually bored.
It's a bit of that overexposure, isn't it? 'Cause he's not really adapted.
He's not adapted, and his promo work sucks now. And yes, he puts in a great match in the ring, but that's what happens when you get 2 months to practice. So, whatever, Logan wins. The Intercontinental Championship, we've got Bron Breakker versus Penta versus Finn versus Dom in a, why are we having a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship match?
I know why.
Now, this is the one I'm struggling with.
Please,
and I
please
have not decided to win it yet.
Good.
Because I have 3 who could win this.
So is it Balor's not winning?
No!
Who's not winning?
Bron Breakker's the one I've got no way of winning.
Yeah, he wouldn't retain, would
Why would a person, you're going to put him in a fatal four, he's not winning the title, right?
Well, yeah.
So here's my viewpoint, right? Here I think. Let me run it down and you can tell me yours.
Because I've got mine, I know.
Right? Penta wins because you want to give Penta a big win at WrestleMania. And
That doesn't work for me.
Dom and Finn mess them each other up, leading to a Penta win. That was the first thing I thought. But then I sat down and went, it'd be best for the story if one of either Finn or Dom wins. And then I went, but who do you pick? And your brain immediately goes to Dominic Mysterio. But then you also go, hang on, Finn's heel character would be so much better if he's the one who cost Dom the title. Like Dom's maybe about to pin Penta or something. And then Finn hurts him and takes the title off him, and it pushes Finn and actually pushes weirdly Dom's slight babyface turn, which is kind of weirdly coming, weirdly.
No.
Or we give the Dom moment that really pushes the wedge between him and Finn. I have now come up with 3 concepts, and I'm sat there going, I don't know which one to do.
Well, I can tell you what
You've got Dom.
And if you would like to, you could go, because our only different one is Charlotte at the moment.
Yeah.
I've got Dom all the way. You create this fatal 4-way because it's a perfect area. If you put
I've written Dom, however, I did say I didn't know.
It's a perfect scenario for Dominic to just scrape a lucky win and take it off Bron Breakker. I'm not being
without
funny.
Penta taking a loss.
No, exactly.
Without Bron Breakker taking a loss.
Exactly. It works perfectly.
I picked Dom. I will also pick Dom. However,
defensive strategy.
I think. Well, I had Dom.
Champion's advantage.
I had Dom originally, but my brain is actually swaying Penta because to give a big Penta win at WrestleMania. But if you're going to give Penta a big win at WrestleMania, you would just have him in a singles match.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Dom as well. And but I have to admit, I wouldn't be shocked if those 3 win. It's Bron that I don't see winning.
I'd be really surprised if Balor won to me.
This could be a lot of fun though. This
So
match.
it could be. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I just think Dominic absolutely deserves a singles title now. He is one of the
And
most.
it will wedge Finn really well.
He's the booing that he gets wasn't just a fluke. It's been going for
kept
years.
going for a while
He's
now.
a great heel. I want to see him split off in the Judgment Day and maybe just go with Liv, or maybe go on his own or go in a tag team, because he is quality. And I almost feel like the Judgment Day restricts him a little bit. Although it was a great platform for him to start, I feel like
He should just be with Liv now. Should
Yeah,
just be
yeah,
him and
for
Liv.
me, it's
him and Liv, and Raquel can be a bodyguard for both of them.
Yeah,
I think that would work. That's for me. We'll see, because quite frankly, I will not be surprised if Penta, Dom, or Finn wins this one. So it's a very interesting one for me. I'm going with Dom because it's who I wrote down, but I keep changing my mind. Randy Orton versus Vacant.
Yes.
So we're going to actually have an extra point here, because we're going to predict who they're going to take on. That is a point, and then we're going to predict who they're going to win. So I think we both agree that probably Randy Orton's going to win.
Yes.
Randy Orton will win.
On the basis that you're not going to bring in anyone that you're actually going to
So
push.
Sam, who are you going with? Because as of right now, we don't know. I don't know. Who have
I
you
haven't
got?
even thought of this.
Right.
So this is off because my instinct when it happened, I thought, is Bronson Reed fit? That was my
No
one,
idea.
but it's not.
No idea.
There could be Rusev.
Rusev
but
and
Rusev, I think, would have to win.
Alistair Black. This is the problem I said. I said if you bring those in, they have to win. And then this is not like Cody coming in and beating Seth. Randy is on the same level as Seth. So you have to bring on someone on the same level to bring.
And they have really protected Randy.
And they are not on the same level to just come in and beat Randy. My person who I'm predicting is Nick Aldis.
I think it's got to be.
I think they'll do Nick Aldis.
The problem is, I think Triple H is a good booker, but he's a bit predictable in where he's going to go.
Very
I think
predictable,
fans can almost go 2 steps ahead of where he's going to go, and it'll still be good.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people say Nick Aldis.
Predictability is good.
Be good for Nick.
Are you going Nick, or are you going to go with Rusev, or anything?
I'll go with Nick.
Yeah.
I think this is also a defensive measure on my part.
Sorry,
I've matched you.
Charlotte and Tiff.
All eyes on that, but I'll go Nick. It makes sense. I thought Solo initially when they were doing that tag team match. I thought you could do Solo.
Just don't do Solo.
No, agreed. But this prediction's not my booking.
Yeah.
I'd go with Nick.
Go with Nick because you're boring.
Pretty much.
Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City Street fight.
Boring. I hope this is a good match. I just hate that Drew's having to do this.
I disagree with you now. I'm happy. I've already got over Drew not being in a big match. This is the other one that's got some really good heat. Because there's a reason for their feuding. This is not just we're throwing them together. Last year at Mania, as well as the Money in the Bank, the Royal Rumble Elimination Chamber, and these two have been great because they've attacked on sight.
Yeah.
The minute they see each other, they've actually attacked people. Yeah. I've really liked this feud. Drew has to win a match.
Has to win.
He has to win a match.
Has to win.
Please.
He has to.
He's lost so much.
No, I think.
And I know that's part of the gimmick. I know that's been part of the story. But he has to win a match.
He is like one of my top 3 favourites right now.
He's my number 1.
Yeah.
As of right now, he's my number 1.
Drew to death. I think Priest can take this loss.
I think so. He's big enough to take the loss. I think Drew McIntyre. Please have a good match.
Yeah, and I think it can be because it's one of the few stipulation matches.
The only stipulation.
Is it the only one? There you go.
The only one.
So, have a banger, please, lads.
We've got the women's triple threat. It's Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. Sam?
I hope that this is a different one too. I always do, but I think this one could be. I've gone Io Sky.
I've gone Bianca Belair.
Yeah! So it's the women's matches.
The women's. We're focusing on the women's.
I'll tell you why,
my championship advantage has just gone really good because you've now got 2.
Yes.
So it means you've got to win both of them.
Yes, true. Well, actually, Rhea could win, and then if I win,
also true. Ah, yes, you got Rhea. You got little
Rhea. She's not winning.
Rhea Hogan.
She's not going to win.
Why Io? Because I have a theory. Why I've got this as a lock.
Because all of this, what you're about to say, and I know everything you're about to say, it all makes sense perfectly. It's all correct, right? Bianca.
Can I just say, I love the respect you have for me. Just the assumption that what I'm going to say is right.
It is correct. 9 times out of 10 it's correct. But it will be correct. And my prediction is incorrect. It's silly.
Yes.
But you have to understand, Triple H, he likes his AWA stuff. He likes his traditional stuff. I don't think he can bring himself to put the title on Io for 1 month and have it be transitional and take it off her. I think he's got a big thing about that.
Rhea had it for a month and lost it.
But then even more the point, because he can't do it again. He can't do it again. I think he will go, I can't have a lose now, and then he will have Bianca feud with Io for like a few months, and Bianca wins it at SummerSlam. Probably.
Here's my view. First of all, why would Bianca be in this match if she's not going for the title and not winning it? Because she's got a more important, bigger feud on the other side with Jade and Naomi that they're just going to ignore. So I think they have to have her win this, because otherwise, why would you pick her up from over here to put her over here. And then they get to Io Sky for two reasons. One, I don't think Io was originally in this match. I reckon Io's popularity has made them go, I think probably need to put Io in this because you're doing great matches. I reckon Io was meant to go for the women's tag titles with Dakota Kai. So I think Io is also there to take the pin, so Rhea doesn't take the pin, so they can do a feud of Rhea versus Bianca for the rest of the time. I have got this as a lock that I think Bianca is winning this. I would rather Io win. I've got this as a lock at Bianca's winning.
Sam, I told you that everything you were about to say would make sense. And it was all correct. It was very well spoken, very well articulated, very crisp delivery. Well done, Sam.
Like a champion would.
Exactly, but not for long. This is my gamble. I think it's a challenger you have to take gambles.
Yeah.
And this
feels like a really predictable Mania.
No, it does. Well, that's a bit of
the men's IC is the most unpredictable match because there's so much variation. No, it's just the variation within them as well. Everything else you can kind of go, yeah, probably. I can see them doing the odd swerve here and they're going, you thought it was going to be LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. It's LA Knight.
I think the main event tonight too is arguably one of the more unpredictable matches.
That is the other one that I've struggled with. So let's go to that. We've got the main event, and yes, this is the actual main event, and was always going to be the main event. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, and you're right, Sam. There are two schools of thought here. You've got Cena wins, so he goes on a heel tirade, and it could come via the back of Seth getting involved, The Rock getting involved, and Cena is a heel. Or you have Cody win, making Cena even more of a deranged heel, so that you can build towards that win later on of him getting more and more dastardly and more heelish. So you've got very different schools of thought here. Me personally, I think all the signs point to a John Cena win.
Because I've gone as well.
I think if you're going to have him win the 17th, I would have it at Mania. Makes the most sense. And I do think he's winning 17. Some people say he won't. And some
he'll win it before.
Cena they want to get rid of Ric Flair. They want to get rid of old records. They can't take away Bruno's, but they've taken away every other record.
They have tried at the moment.
Think of every other record they've got rid of.
No,
tag and IC length.
Agreed, but I think it's even more than that. I think if you've got the opportunity to do it, what a rare chance to do it. Go and do it.
Cody's better at chasing. Cena can go and have matches while Cody does other things, potentially against a Seth, for example. I'm not necessarily saying Seth's going to get involved in this. I think that's a great shout. I don't know The Rock, but I do think there's going to be a shenanigans at the end. Where he's like, do you want Cena's 17th to also end in shenanigans?
This is my problem. So I want Cody to win. Yeah. If I was booking it, I'd book Cody. And this isn't, I think we have to take away, this is not about Cody's character here. Cody's the number one guy, he's set. Like, he can take this loss, it's fine. Cody's character is not what's at stake here. It's Cena's arc. Because to me, I thought as soon as he turned heel, I thought, oh, brilliant. The arc is that he does turn heel. He tries to do it in various ways, and he doesn't do it. And he realises the error of his ways. He comes back to the light side and has this whole arc where he comes to redemption and apologises and all this stuff and finds himself. And then on the last...
Because he couldn't see himself!
Long-term booking. There we go.
Oh, if there's a mirror spot in there somewhere.
Oh, exactly.
Like the Ultimate Warrior staring back at him. Oh my God, would that be the final call? He actually wasn't there. We imagined him the entire time.
It's like Fight Club. It's exactly like that. You never existed. Wow. Cinema.
I don't care about anything else. That's all I want to happen. Are we agreeing that a John Cena win is the way to go?
I think he's going to do it because Seth's going to interfere. I would rather not, but the problem is they've not expanded on the Cena heel turn enough.
No,
so it's almost like they need him to win it to expand.
We had a small text discussion because I didn't like his first promo. I enjoyed his second, and then their together promo was excellent. And then you go, oh, that's it.
That's the problem.
It's been 7 weeks since Elimination Chamber. You're like, oh, we've seen Cena 3 times. I think he's on SmackDown really tomorrow. Cool. I think
he is.
But you're like, oh, and I don't think he's playing Jack. He's like, I'm going against you, and it doesn't feel enough to me. He's barely mentioned Cody until Cody turns up. He's not mentioned The Rock.
He's not mentioned the actual utility in
He didn't need The Rock. He won the chamber
anyway.
Without him.
Which is why I'm hoping...
The Seth thing. Seth. That's what I'm hoping to...
That's why I'm hoping that.
Because Seth wants to win for himself, but then I was like, that's what I would do, because it makes all the sense.
Lovely little bow.
That's what we're going to go with. John Cena is winning. So that is our prediction. So it turns out 14 matches with so much variety, we're going against 2. And in reality, one of them I kind of was like, I want to pick Charlotte because I don't trust Charlotte.
Yeah.
I think Tiffany's winning, so that is actually my prediction, but I don't. But the rule was always, if Charlotte's in a match, you pick Charlotte. Yeah. As, for example, the Royal Rumble, I picked Charlotte. And she won. So I'm going with Tiff, and I'm going with Bianca, and you have got Charlotte. and Io Sky. Those are what we're going there. And Champion's Advantage. If I draw, I stay as the champion.
WrestleMania can't end in a draw and you win.
Hey,
it's like if
hey.
in 27, if The Miz and Cena just got counted out and The Rock didn't come out. That's it. It's done.
That's all I think of one of these prediction challenges.
Yeah.
I want to be the Miz. Hang on, upside down, Sam.
Is Eddie May going to become The Rock and rock bottom me like in the main event and you pin me?
No, she's too over.
She is too. She can't tell you.
Thank you very much for joining us. What are your predictions? Please put them in the comments below. What do you think of our predictions? And also, we will be doing a WrestleMania 41 overshoot because we guessed what the WrestleMania card was in December.
Yes.
And that will also potentially be a number one contenders match. Well, it will be a number one contenders match because this match is on. So someone will also become number one contender or the champion will retain and not get number one contenders yet. And then a couple of days after, we're going to predict the WrestleMania 42 card.
that'll be fun.
One whole year, we'll do about 8 matches or so. One whole year in advance. And if you get any of those right, Sam, and you don't even know when we do it in December, because we will do it in December, if any of those are right, even if you don't book it in December, you'll get 3 points rather than 1 or 2 or whatever.
Fantastic.
Thank you much for joining us. Enjoy WrestleMania. Hope you have a great
Yes.
weekend. I hope it's actually good because the build hasn't, but let's hope it's a WrestleMania 31.
Yeah.
Terrible build.
10 years later.
Great pay-per-view. Let's go, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. And who will be the champion come the end of Sunday night? But we'll be watching it Monday morning.
That's dramatic.
Because screw that.
Yeah.